Sinasabi doon na yung vaccine is safe and effective. Di ba? Safe and effective. But in relation to Section 2 of Republic Act 11525, sinasabi niya experimental vaccine to. At sa Section 7, binabanggit doon na ito ay under Phase 3 and Phase 4 pa lamang. Bakit tayo nag-issue agad ng EUA? At kailangan agad natin bumili ng maraming vaccine at isaksak natin sa ating mga kababayan yung mga vaccine na yun. Kung na-inform na kayo by the power of vigilance and then you have done nothing, then you have violated the Republic Act 11525, specifically Section 7.
I think violating is the wrong word.
No, you cannot say that it's the wrong word. Because sinasabi dito, safe and effective. Pero sinasabi namin dito, experimental yan. Ang tinatanong ko po, yung pong resolution number 128-B, particularly, 148, resolution 148, babanggitin ko na po sa inyo yung conflict na binabanggit ko po dito. Unahin po natin yung sa tinatawag na sa resolution 148-B, sinasabi doon na yung vaccine is safe and effective. Di ba? Safe and effective.
Yes,
But in relation to Section 2 of Republic Act 11525, sinasabi niya experimental vaccine to. At sa Section 7, binabanggit doon na ito ay under Phase 3 and Phase 4 pa lamang. So ang tanong, bakit sinabi natin sa resolution na safe and effective yung vaccine?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. The Food and Drug Administration, through the issuance of executive...
Emergency.
Yes.
Emergency usage authorization.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, correct ka doon.
Yes.
Dapat mag-issue ka para ma-adapt natin to. But are there other source of medication that can be availed of before you go to the emergency usage authorization? Diba? Dapat in-avail po muna natin lahat ng avenue before trying to issue an emergency usage authorization on the efficacy ng effectiveness ng vaccine. During that time, hindi pa siya, we were talking a while ago yung protocol ba? Yun ang kanina pinag-uusapan natin, were followed. Di ba dapat, since na wala pa siyang experimental pa lamang siya, hindi tayo nag-issue ng EAU, ng emergency EUA. Dapat hindi muna tayo, di ba, nag-issue ng EUA? Bakit tayo nag-issue agad ng EUA? At kailangan agad natin bumili ng maraming vaccine at isaksak natin sa ating mga kababayan yung mga vaccine na yun. Whereas, there are a lot of there are a lot of avenue. Like, for example, drink vitamin C. Drink vitamin C. Drink tayo ng Clorox, chloroquine, ivermectin. There are a lot. Pero, pinilit natin yung vaccine by issuing an emergency usage authorization. Why?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Through Executive Order 121, the Food and Drug Administration issued a circular that allows the issuance of the emergency use authorization. These are products that has been undergoing clinical trial interim phase 3. And the risk over the benefit, the benefit over the risk is higher. So this is the basis for the issuance of the emergency use authorization. Thank you, Mr.
So,
Chair.
ang issue po ng Executive Order number 1 is the
President.
Former President.
Yes, President
Rodrigo Roa
Duterte, Your Honor.
So, in other words, yung issuance na yun, sinunod po ninyo. Kahit alam po natin that there's a lot of medical intervention that we have to do first prior to the issuance of the EUA. Correct?
Your Honor.
So wala kayong nagawa, kundi sundin yung executive order.
Your Honor, the doctors can do their own intervention, but with
What are those interventions that was done by all the doctors?
I'm not a doctor, Your Honor, so I cannot elaborate on the interventions that were done in the hospital to patients. However, the issuance of the emergency use authorization using the data that has been made available to the Food and Drug Administration and the Department of Science and Technology, because there was a process to prove safety of the product. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is the FDA is under the pharmacovigilance? Kasama kayo sa pharmacovigilance, right?
We do have an arm at the Center for Drug Regulation and Research on Pharmacovigilance.
Okay, so ano rin kayo doon? Kasi sa pharmacovigilance, nalalaman natin yung mga adverse effect after nung immunization, correct?
Opo,
So sa adverse
ADFI.
effect, where the IITF given yung mga notices about this adverse effect after the immunization? Have you notified the IITF?
Yes, Your Honor. Regularly notifying first weekly and then gradually
So if you
reduced.
notify the IITF, sila Secretary Galvez, so meaning they know that the adverse reaction on the immunization were already there. So meaning that there is may violation kayo sa Republic Act 11525 dahil although subjected tayo sa immunity for liabilities, but if you have that willful knowledge, di ba? Willful misconduct and gross negligence, di ba? Dahil na-inform na kayo eh. Kung na-inform na kayo by the pharmacovigilance and then you have done nothing, then you have violated Republic Act 11525, specifically Section 7, IITF.
Sir, I would also like to consider that the benefits of giving the vaccine outweighs the risk. Kahit po, kami ho ay sinabihan.
Kahit na po in violation of the Republic Act 11525. Because, remember, you are following your own resolution, ha? At dapat yung resolution nyo naka-base doon sa aming batas. And that's the power of this committee, yung oversight power.
Opo, sir.
So, even violating
Hindi
the
po, sir,
Republic Act
kasi
11525?
I think violating is the wrong word. Hindi naman
No,
po.
you cannot say that it's the wrong word. Because sinasabi nyo dito, safe and effective. Pero sinasabi namin dito, experimental yan. Oh, di ba? Ano, ma'am? Tatawag na po tayo kay Secretary Galvez
Hindi
sa susunod na hearing. So I will be turning over my line of question. May I interject? No? You will find out that all the nation on earth was given notice on the adoption of these amendments on May 31, 2022 and was given 18 months to reject them. And not one single public servant has said a word in opposition to these changes to legally binding international law. You have to find out, kasi you were in a quandary, kung yung sinasabi po natin is totoo. Try to Google it and try to find out the 307 amendments that was adopted, not ratified, adopted by the World Health Assembly, 75th World Health Assembly. Yung kanilang technical working group that was created precisely on this purpose of amendments. Kanina kasi may sinasabi ka every 2 years. Tama yon. Every 2 years nag-amend sila. But this one is something different. 307 amendments after the pandemic. We will be starting these amendments and nobody rejected it.
Nobody, but...
Ang deadline on December 1. Di ba? We have discussed it.
Yes,
Sige,
Chair.
Congressman Romulo.
Chair, that is the point. Yung gusto lang namin malaman, Yusek Tayag, who is the person in charge sa DOH or any other person in the executive branch who watches out for all these amendments, whether it's on the regular meetings or in special meetings, to ensure that protected yung all the rights of Filipinos and the Philippines itself? Who is in charge? Sino nagre-review? Sino nagsasabi, Yusek, mukhang malabo tong ano na to, hindi pwede ito. Someone must be in charge. Someone must be reviewing it, and who is that person or who is that group within DOH or any other department or any agency within the executive?
Okay. For the international health regulations, the focal point in the Philippines is the Department of Health, and within the Department of Health, it is the Epidemiology Bureau.
Ang isang pinakamabigat dito, Mr. Chairman, itong Article 23. Yung Article 23, ang sinasabi dito, digital passenger locator forms. Ang ibig sabihin, doon po sa ating digital vaccine passport, yun na po ang gagamitin natin. And all our medical condition, all our medical profile will be on our vaccine passport, which is our cellphone. wherein, kumbaga, nandun na lahat po yung ating impormasyon. That will be a single digital worldwide network that will be adopted by this amendment. And that is very very crucial and very worrisome. Bakit? Kasi yung cellphone natin, lahat tayo will be compelled to be on that network na hawak ng World Health Organization.
Doc, with your permission, Chair, Dr. Rufino, narinig mo naman sinabi ni Chair Dan. Nabasa mo rin po yun.
Article
At tama
23.
po yun. Tama yung interpretasyon ni Chairman Dan na magkakaroon tayo ng universal,
Digital health certificates.
health
Global
certificates
digital
na
health certificates.
matitrace raw, malalaman lahat ng impormasyon tungkol sa atin.
Article 36.
Tama po ba yun?
There are yung amendments po that happened in 2022,
Oo.
and then there are Chair Dan din po is correct also in saying that there is yung Article 36 din po, which is located dun po sa
Correct.
WGIHR.
Oh, so in either document or whether na-ratify 2022 or ngayon o kailan man yung amendment na yan, you confirm na there is such a section which says na effectively matatrack ang bawat individual based on that.
Congressman Roman Romulo, singit lang ako. In fairness naman kay Secretary Herbosa, he submitted a document. Ito yung sinubmit niya doon sa mga amendments. And I would like to thank Secretary Herbosa for giving us yung 307 amendments narito. Actually, ito yung binabasa ko na nanggaling sa kanya. So, you have to clarify your answer. Kasi nga, yung boss mo, nagsubmit na nga. Nandito na yung article na sinasabi niya, Article 36. And dito sa Article 43, nilalagay, I would like to tell you, na sinasabi, the emergency committee, yung sila WHO, would be given sovereign authority over all nations. The amendment to Article 43 that were proposed by the African nation and seek to give the emergency committee the authority to overrule decisions made by sovereign nations. Ang bigat nito,
Chair Dan? So, para klaro tayo, Chair Dan, ang source mo, Chair Dan, is the Secretary of Health.
Yes, this is
Yan ang source ng document
actually,
natin.
itong dokumentong to ay galing kay Secretary Herbosa.
Yes.
And that's the reason why I'm in a quandary. Bakit hindi mo alam yung sinasabi mo samantalang yung secretary mo sinabit sa amin?
Yes.
Ito, November 22, 2023.
Dr.
Nung
Francisco,
sinabit ni,
yan na.
signed by Secretary Herbosa.
So you confirm already, Dr. Francisco? Nandun sa amendments that will be taken up or ratified or approved or whatever this may be. That is correct.
May clarify po.
Yes,
na,
sige
again
po.
Tama po si Chair Dan and ang amin. Tama, isa lang din po yung nire-refer na these refer to the working group on IHR. Ito po yung first meeting po ng IHR. Opo. Yung sinabi ko po kanina.
Hindi, ang tinatanong ko lang, Chair, okay na kami. Baka hindi rin ako maliwanag. At tinatanong ko lang, do you confirm that that is part of the amendments? Yung binabanggit ni Chair Dan. Yun lang naman eh.
Correct po yun na yung dun po sa Article 36, Certificate of Vaccination and or other prophylaxis po. Yes po, may nakalagay po dito na if I may
Yes.
verbatim po from the document of the working group on IHR. Ito po yung first meeting. At number 3, other types or proofs of certificates may be used by parties to attest the holder's status as having a decreased risk of being the disease carrier, particularly where a vaccine or prophylaxis has not yet been made available for a disease in respect of which a public health emergency of international concern has been declared. Such proofs may include test certificates and recovery certificates. These certificates may be designed and approved by the Health Assembly according to the provisions set out for digital vaccination or prophylaxis certificates and should be deemed as substitutes for or be complementary to the digital or paper certificates of vaccination or prophylaxis.
Teka,
Yeah,
Dr.
yes.
Francisco,